Every year, without fail, YouTubers from around the world put together the same boring MMO lists. What MMOs can you play in 2023? Top upcoming titles you might have missed. Well, we're going to do the exact same thing here, but with our own unique spin, which includes 2 MMO lights that have unique ties to Riot Games themselves. We can call them the other Riot MMOs. 2022 is chock full of great gaming titles, but unfortunately there was a distinct lack in the MMO genre. Early in the year, we saw the release of Lost Ark, which ultimately fizzled out, as well as some noticeable expansions, including that from Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft much later in the year. And with 2022 in our rearview mirrors and the bright, shiny green pastures ahead of us, we look forward to what MMO titles we can look forward to in 2023. To start off, I do want to say that there is a good chance that some of these games never come out, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast. And if they do come out, there's an even greater chance that they'll just not live up to the hype. So take everything I say here with a grain of salt, and without further ado, here is your list of MMOs that you may or may not be playing in 2023. First on the list, we have Throne and Liberty. Previously known as Project TL during development, Throne and Liberty is an upcoming MMORPG that was originally planned as a next-gen version of Lineage before becoming its own entity. The game will be available on PC and PlayStation 5 via completely new IP and is getting a lot of attention after the director's announcement and overview video explaining the game was in fact ready to be released soon. Throne and Liberty will have an emphasis on story-based content as well as unique challenges for players to engage in cooperatively and collaboratively. One key gameplay feature will be the ability for players to transform into different animals in order to more quickly traverse and explore the land. Additionally, players will be able to pick up other players, presumably as if they were mounts. In tandem with a day/night cycle, Throne and Liberty will utilize a dynamic weather system that will affect players' gameplay, such as high winds altering the projectiles of ranged weapons, or rainy weather affecting certain spells like thunder-based attacks. This will also provide a strategic element to gameplay that players can utilize in situations such as siege warfare and infiltration tactics for the use in PvP scenarios. Throne and Liberty will also have a classless combat system, PvP ranking system, a competitive guild system, and so much more. Although nothing has been confirmed directly, we do expect there to be some microtransactions in the game based on NCSoft's previous games. The studio has some renown for including pay-to-win microtransactions, although many players are hoping this will not be the case in Throne of Liberty. Currently slated for a Q2 2023 release date, barring any of the usual MMO development pushbacks or changes, I think there is a good chance we'll get to play this title in 2023. While some may not consider this your standard MMORPG, it does feature a large open world filled with dungeons, crafting, and trading where you will come across and interact with other players, so I figured I would probably be alright including this in the list since, let's be honest, the pool for MMOs is quite small already. Diablo 4 is an upcoming action role-playing game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment and is the 4th main installment of the Diablo series. In Diablo 4, you can play as one of 5 initial classes, these being the Druid, Barbarian, Sorceress, Rogue, and Necromancer. It will feature a large open world, a more gritty art style similar to that of Diablo 1 and 2, group content, and more. Unlike its predecessor, it will have functioning PvP as well, which will likely appeal to MMO fans. I plan on personally taking a look at this one myself, so I will make sure to keep you in the loop and hopefully help you in case the game flops or when the game flops. Diablo 4 starts at a whopping $70 and goes all the way up to $100 for digital purchases that can include up to a 3-day head start. Speaking of, this is not a great start from the company that brought us Diablo Immortal just last year, one of the most heavily monetized games ever. They have stated Diablo 4 won't contain any pay to win, but only time will tell. Diablo 4 is scheduled for release on June 6th of this year, so we'll get to be able to kind of decide for ourselves very shortly. Next on the list, we have Blue Protocol. Blue Protocol is a free-to-play multiplayer online action RPG brought to you by Bandai Namco and published in the West by Amazon Games. In Blue Protocol, you become the hero of your very own fantasy adventure. Explore the beautiful and dangerous worlds of Regnus in an immersive multiplayer experience with deep character customization and action-packed combat. Blue Protocol is confirmed to be releasing in spring over in Japan and then later in the year for the West. It is in fact an anime MMO which honestly is not my favorite when it comes to the genre, but what I have seen from the combat and animations looks like a fun experience nonetheless. Blue Protocol, while on the list, is another one that continues the trend of what I will call MMO light, or MMOs that some may argue do not fit into the genre, but may instead contain MMO features within them. Blue Protocol is more of a hub-based MMO, similar to Destiny 2 or other hub-based games, and there will be very low caps for how many people fit into an instance, so don't expect to see thousands or really even hundreds of players running around in the world. Like I said, Blue Protocol is expected to release later on in the year by Amazon Game Studios, so we'll look forward to seeing what happens with that one. Next on the list, we have Hytale. Hytale is an upcoming sandbox game by Hypixel Studios, a studio that has recently been acquired by League of Legends juggernauts Riot Games. So while this may not be the Riot MMO that you're looking for, it is still technically a Riot Games MMO. Sorta. Production began in 2015 by developers from the Minecraft MMO server Hypixel, which has shown massive success and even spent some time playing on my stream as a recommendation from one of our community members from the Discord. The developers are aiming to release the game on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. The game was originally intended to be playable in 2021, but was then delayed to 2023 and now doesn't even have a possible launch window. This is mostly due to an increase in the game's scope, including a complete engine rewrite in C++. These are pretty normal issues that plague almost all MMOs as they grow beyond the original development ideas, and the scope can oftentimes ruin games. So we'll see if the game comes out, but I would expect us to be able to play it in some form this year. That said, if you are a fan of Minecraft, MMOs, or even the original Hypixel MMO server, it definitely is a title that's worth keeping your eyes on. If you are interested, head on over to their website where they are currently having beta signups. Next, we have Wayfinder. Wayfinder is an action combat hub-based MMORPG with ties to Riot Games as well. Developed by Airship Syndicate, the studio that brought you The Ruined King, and published by Digital Extremes, the company made famous for its success with Warframe. Wayfinder carries many similarities to Warframe in the sense that you choose an avatar that you can then further customize and change to make your own. In Wayfinder, you will be able to unlock powers as you choose your path and playstyle while pushing back a hostile force that have overtaken your world. Wayfinder will feature procedurally generated maps, massive player customization, loot grinding, gear collection, and strong multiplayer gameplay. If hub-based MMOs in the vein of Warframe and Destiny are something you're interested in, but are itching for a more fantasy setting, Wayfinder may be just the game for you. Head on over to their Steam page and add it to your wishlist if you're interested. Now, personally, I am not a big fan of isometric top-down MMOs, but for me, Corepunk looks like a solid MMO title that I'm really looking forward to playing this year. Corepunk is a top-down MMORPG with fog of war in a seamless open world. Another MMO that was slated to release in 2022, but given the current conflict occurring in the region, the Ukrainian developers were forced to delay the project. The team is planning to host a few rounds of closed beta testing early this year and hopefully officially release the game later on in the year. The Fog of War system, for me at least, seems to give way to new tactical MMO gameplay and strategies. Victories against other players are rewarded through an honor point system. A karma system prevents weaker players from just being steamrolled, and there's many other very interesting systems being added to this game. Corepunk also offers everything you'd expect from an MMO: crafting and mining professions, arenas and battlegrounds, guilds, farms, pack deliveries, quests, randomly generated dungeons, raids, all encapsulated by a deep and profound lore. This game, the feature list just goes on and on and on. This eclectic game rolls all of your favorite settings and themes into one: cyberpunk, steampunk, dark fantasy, and science fiction. Personally, well, not the largest fan of top-down MMORPGs, like I said. I think that Corepunk is really shaping up to be a solid MMO release for this year, incorporating PvP and survival elements that you all know that I love. So hopefully we get to see it this year. If not, I look forward to playing it whenever we do get to see it. Next up, we have Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation is in an MMOR... Wait. No. The Riot MMO team is hard at work creating... That's not right. All jokes aside, the next few years are going to provide us with some of the most excellent MMORPG games that the genre has probably ever seen. The MMORPG is growing beyond just being a certain niche group and kind of becoming a feature set for gaming in general, and I'm so excited to see what some of the more technological leaps, as well as the financial successes of other titles, may bring the future of the MMORPG. And we have a lot to look forward to, and honestly, we have even more to enjoy from our past. At the end of November 2022, I opened my heart up and allowed myself to give World of Warcraft another shot, and what I found was an enjoyable MMO gaming experience. Now, I agree, World of Warcraft is not for everyone, but given that many of you are here for Riot MMO news, WoW was worked on by many of the developers that have now moved on to the Riot MMO, as well as the fact that nearly 20 years later, it still stands up to be one of the most solid MMO gaming experiences out there. You could make much worse decisions as far as what MMOs to play this year and beyond. And if you're still not feeling any of the titles that I've listed, look back at those games that you enjoyed in the past and go revisit them. In 2022, I went and played over 60 different MMOs from my past and found a newfound love for the genre of which I had previously thought to be lost to the sands of time. Who knows? Maybe you will find something that you'll enjoy again, or at least tide you over until the next best thing. As always, this is where I hand it over to you. What are your plans for 2023? What game didn't make my list, or did you think should have been here? Am I just an idiot for thinking that any of these games are even going to be playable this year? What MMO initially got you into the genre, and which ones are you looking forward to the most? As always, my name is Spun. If you're interested in joining the fastest growing MMO community, come join our Discord or follow me on any of my various social medias. I look forward to chatting with you all and getting to know you in the next year. And with all that said, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.